Oi girls and boys and everything in between, it's me, Ace Trainer Liam, back with another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form, we have a look at the differences between those forms, and we try and work out which one really is the best. And just for a bit of fun, so we can see these Pokemon on the battlefield, we have a Metronome battle between the different forms of that Pokemon. If you're a fan of the Form Fight series and you're ready for more, hit the like button to show your appreciation for this series, and of course if you're new, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. But with all that out of the way, let's have a look at today's challengers. Today we're going to be comparing the two forms of Marowak, Kantonian and Alolan. Its pre-evolution, Cubone, only has one form, which usually evolves into Kantonian Marowak at level 28. The exception is when Cubone is in Alola. In this region, if it hits level 28 at night, it will evolve into Alolan Marowak. So let's have a look at how different these two forms of Marowak are. The Pokédex tells us that Kantonian Marowak stands at 1 meter tall and weighs 45 kilograms. Its Pokédex entry tells us originally it was weak and timid. After evolution, its temperament becomes violent, and it begins to wield bones as weapons. This Pokemon is out for vengeance on its natural enemy Mandibuzz. It throws bones like boomerangs to try and take it down. Bit of a weird Pokédex entry really, when you consider that the flying type Mandibuzz is immune to Boomerang, a ground type move. But whatever, let's continue. Alolan Marowak shares the same height as its Kanto bro, standing at 1 meter tall, but is considerably lighter at only 34 kilograms. The Pokédex says that the bones it possesses were once its mother's. Its mother's regrets have become like a vengeful spirit protecting this Pokemon. Its custom is to mourn its lost companions. Mounds of dirt by the side of the road mark the graves of the Marowak. In terms of appearance, these two Pokemon share the same body shape, just with Alolan Marowak having much darker skin, as well as the dark marking on its skull, and the bone club it carries has been upgraded to have blue-green flames. In their shiny forms, Kantonian Marowak follows Cubone's shiny coloration and turns green, whereas Alolan Marowak's skin turns purple and its front changes from white to dark grey. Now let's have a look at their typing, weaknesses and resistances. Kantonian Marowak is a pure ground type Pokemon, making it weak to water, grass and ice type attacks. It resists poison and rock type moves and has complete immunity to electric type attacks. As for Alolan Marowak, it has a complete type change and becomes a dual type fire and ghost type Pokemon. This form of Marowak has more weaknesses, being weak against ground, rock, ghost, water and dark type moves, but also has more resistances, resisting poison, bug, steel, fire, grass, ice and fairy type attacks. As with all ghost type Pokemon, Alolan Marowak is also immune to both normal and fighting type attacks. Now we'll take a look at the stats and abilities of these Pokemon. Whilst being a fairly slow Pokemon, Kantonian Marowak does have a great special defense stat and a brilliant physical defense stat to give it a good chance of survival. It also has above average physical attack and special attack stats, but doesn't really pack a massive punch. Ability wise, Kantonian Marowak's primary ability is Rock Head, which prevents the Pokemon from taking recoil damage. As we said in the Golem episode, this sounds like a great ability to have, but the only move Marowak can learn that's affected by Rock Head is Double Edge, a non-stab move that isn't super effective against any other types. Its secondary ability is Lightning Rod, which is an incredible ability, especially in the current metagame. This ability makes Marowak absorb any electric type attacks, taking no damage from it and increasing Marowak's special attack one stage. In VGC 2017, where Tapu Koko and Alolan Raichu are among the more commonly used Pokemon, being able to switch into your Marowak when predicting an incoming electric type attack can skew a tough battle in your favour. Although just be aware that simply having a Marowak in your team will make most opponents wary that Lightning Rod may be a factor in battle. Its hidden ability is Battle Armor, which prevents opponents' attacks on Marowak from becoming critical hits, allowing Marowak to utilise the little bit of bulk it has without worrying that a crit out of nowhere will scupper your strategy, although arguably Lightning Rod is where Kantonian Marowak shines. Alolan Marowak is another of those Alolan forms whose stats are identical to those of its Kanto counterpart, so let's just move straight onto its abilities. Its primary ability is Cursed Body, which gives a 30% chance that a damaging move that hits Alolan Marowak will be disabled for a few turns. This can be especially handy for disrupting an opponent's strategy by taking away their most effective attack, although the 30% chance is a little bit lackluster. Its secondary ability, just like Kantonian Marowak's, is Lightning Rod, and you already know how much I love that one. Alolan Marowak's hidden ability is Rock Head. Remember that one move that was pretty pointless to have on a Kantonian Marowak because of the one move it affects? Well, this time it's different, as it actually affects a useful move. With no recoil, Flare Blitz, which deals massive damage and gains the same type attack bonus from Alolan Marowak's fire typing, is a force to be reckoned with. Well, it's okay, but there are much harder hitting fire type Pokemon out there, so personally I'd stick with Lightning Rod for Marowak. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two Pokemon I prefer, and even though it's the unpopular opinion, I'm leaning more towards Kantonian Marowak. The reason being is that I prefer evolved forms of Pokemon to look like more grown up versions of those Pokemon, and Kantonian Marowak looks like a grown up more fierce adult Cubone. I do get that Alola Marowak's drastic colour change is to represent the ghost type and make it look more like a ghost type Pokemon, and I know a lot of people would say that Alola Marowak makes sense as a ghost type because Marowak's mother died and it's supposed to be the dead mother, although that's wrong because it's the grown-up, evolved version of the child of the dead mother, not the other way around, so it gets the ghost typing because it has the spirit of its mother helping it, it's not the dead Pokemon. But I don't know, I just prefer Kantonian Marowak. I just think it's cooler, really. But of course it's not just up to me, it's up to you guys to decide which of these Pokemon is your favourite. But before we get to that, let's have a look at these Pokemon on the battlefield. It's time for the Metronome battle. Now please don't take the Metronome battle too seriously. I know some of you in the comment section of some Form Fight videos have been like,
oh, well this isn't a real test of how powerful a Pokemon is because they're using Metronome and they can't normally learn that.
Dude, it's just for fun. Just have fun, okay? Fun is fun, have fun. Before we start the battle, I will just point out these Pokemon all have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, they're not holding any held items, they all have their hidden abilities, and they have the same base stats, so the only real factor here is the different typing of the two Pokemon. The rest is all up to the Metronome. Let's go. Here we go, it's the battle to see who has the deadest mum. It's Marowak versus Marowak, Kanto versus Alola, as we see both regular and shiny forms entering the battlefield for this Metronome battle. Who's going to go first? It's anybody's guess, they've all got the same speed stat. It's regular Kantonian Marowak, going for Draco Meteor, right off the bat, pulling out the big guns, my word. Of course, Marowak's not known for its attack or special attack, so some of these moves aren't going to hit as strongly as you would think. As we see regular Kanto losing 2 stages of special attack there. We see stored power from regular Alola onto regular Kanto. Not going to do a lot of damage, of course, you numpty, because you've not stored any power. We see shiny Kanto going for Crush Claw. Of course, that's a normal type attack. It's not going to affect these ghost type Alolan forms. What's shiny Alola going to respond with? Withdraw. It's going to raise its defense by 1 stage. So playing the defensive game, so it's still anybody's match at the moment. There's no clear winner from the get-go, although that Draco Meteor was indeed impressive. Here we see shiny Kanto using Tail Glow. This thing wants to go on a rampage. It's going to drastically raise its special attack. You need to watch out for shiny Kanto at this point. As regular Kanto comes in, goes for Drill Run, super effective stab attack right there on the regular Alola, and oh my word, almost takes it out. Regular Alola, you need to respond with something very strong, very poignant. There's a Mega Horn that's going to do a decent amount of neutral damage, almost just over a quarter of the max health of regular Kanto. Here's shiny Alola with a Smart Strike onto shiny Kanto. Not going to do a great deal of damage, but you know, it's a guaranteed hit, so you can't really complain about that. Here is regular Kanto with Confide, going to lower the special attack of regular Alola. Now that's going to be interesting. See how that plays out later. That -1 special attack might save Kanto in the long run. Here's shiny Alola with a Head Charge. Is that going to do a lot of damage? Oh my word! Or they're saying that it didn't do as much damage as I thought it would do. I imagined that would do a lot more. But then, as I say, you need to remember, oh, Toxic onto shiny Kanto. So shiny Kanto's days are limited. Oh my word. But as I was saying, oh goodness, this could go either way. Here we see shiny Kanto going for Encore, and it's going to fail. That's not good, as it takes the toxic damage there. What's going to happen on the next turn? I mean, this could go either way. This really could go either way at the moment, as we see shiny Alola goes for Revenge. That'll do a nice bit of neutral damage. Not that much, though, on the regular Kanto. Regular Kanto still very much in this game at the moment. Going for Ice Punch. It's not going to be very effective on the fire types, but almost takes out regular Alolan Marowak. How will they respond? Regular Alola going for Hyper Beam. It's avoided. That's not good at all. That could have been the difference maker for Team Alola, that Hyper Beam. Here we see a Power Trip. It's on the shiny Alolan Marowak. Going to do a decent amount of super effective damage there. Shiny Alolan Marowak really isn't safe at this point. It thought it was safe for a while, but it is no longer safe from any of these onslaughts. As we see it respond with a Pluck onto regular Kanto, bringing it down into the yellow. They're chipping away the Alola team. They're trying to play the long game. That's absolutely fine, but you need to get things done, especially when an Aqua Jet comes out from shiny Kantonian Marowak, taking down regular Alolan Marowak. It's all down to shiny Alola at this point. The Kanto team have just acquired an advantage. Here's a Fire Spin on that Fire-type Pokemon, so it's not going to be very effective. In fact, you'll probably see the Fire Spin damage that takes place each turn is probably going to do more damage than the initial attack. It's not looking good for shiny Kanto with that toxic damage. There's that Fire Spin damage we were talking about that did do more than the initial Fire Spin attack. Here we go with shiny Alola. How's it going to respond? How's it going to save the day? It uses Aromatherapy, which is a waste of a turn because there's no status conditions on that side of the battlefield. Regular Kanto, is it going to continue taking the advantage? It goes for Shore Up. It's going to restore about 50% of its HP. That's incredible. Wow, that brings it right back up to almost full HP. I mean, Kanto have this in the bag at this point, surely. What's shiny Kanto going to do? Seed Flare. It's not very effective, but it is very powerful. That's going to do considerable damage to that shiny Alolan Marowak as we see the toxic damage take effect and knock out the shiny Kantonian Marowak. So it's down to shiny Alola versus regular Kanto as that Fire Spin damage still takes effect. Oh my goodness. This has got to go to Kanto, hasn't it? Unless shiny Alola can bring something to the table that destroys this one. There's a Purify. Wasted turns are a blessing for the Alolan side at the moment because wasted turns mean opportunities. There's a Hammer Arm. Not the opportunity you wanted because you are going to lower your speed stat, but that was a decent amount of damage. Oh my goodness. There's that Fire Spin damage. Oh my goodness. Alolan Marowak is so close to death at this point. Regular Kantonian Marowak, what's it going to do? What's the answer? Waterfall, that's match. That's game, set, match. That is over. Shiny Alolan Marowak bites the dust. And here is the winner, ladies and gentlemen. We have regular Kantonian Marowak destroying the competition. Absolute from start to finish. What a battle. So make sure you let me know which of these two Pokemon forms is your favourite. Is it Kantonian Marowak or Alolan Marowak? Let me know in the comment section and of course explain to everybody why your pick is the very best. Make sure you follow me on Twitter so you never miss an update from me, and of course come and hang out in one of my live streams. I'd love to chat with you guys. If you'd like to support the channel, get your names in the credits of my videos and also see Form Fight before anyone else, consider becoming a Patreon. It's only $1 a month, which is less than the price of a pack of pink ladies. Of course make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you never miss a video from me, but until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam, keep on training.